Anyone done it before? Yeah. So the goal is to balance your Ida and your Pingala. And the idea is one will be stronger when we begin. Then when we balance it, or do the alternate nostril breathing, then we'll balance it. And the goal is to help promote movement of energy through both sides. We didn't really talk about the goal, what happens when you've unblocked all your chakras, what happens when they are all in sync. And the idea is that on one side and the other, there's two serpents going all the way up. And when you come to the top, you're uniting Shakti and Shanti, and enlightenment occurs. That said, balancing chakras is like spinning plates. So the second one is perfect. You have to continually move it. So I hope if you are interested, you use it as a tool to help balance your life. And if you're interested in learning more, you definitely can. You can always theme classes based off of chakra balancing. But alternate nostril breathing is a great way to bring it in. How you do it is, let's bring one hand in front of you and put it underneath your nose and just take a normal breath in and a normal breath out. Notice which nostril is breathing harder. It's okay if it's not. If you can't tell, not a big deal. Yeah. Now, obviously, anatomical deviations are going to affect this, so as allergies, so as if you've had a cold recently, but let's just think about it energetically. The way to practice alternate nostril breathing is with your dominant thumb and pinky finger. Hold your thumb to that nostril. Take a breath in through the other nostril. Use your pinky to squeeze that nostril closed. Open up your thumb nostril and exhale. Then we'll take another inhale. Close your thumb, switch it out, and exhale out that one. Let's take 5 more. And when you are done, do that same test that you did at the beginning. Just bring your hand underneath your face and exhale and see if it feels balanced, different, or the same. That's to alternate nostril breathing. Questions? No? It's one kind of pranayama, typically taught in Kundalini classes.
One I remember from my teacher training was they went up to one side and then the other day you didn't block it or something. I don't remember how that was. Or
That
if
sounds-
you did, I just don't remember how it worked.
That sounds impossible.
Like round breathing or something. I don't know. It went up and over and out.
That sounds like a cool way to visualize it.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Cool. I have no idea. Sounds fun though.
I can get my book out if I can find it.
Sure. Yeah, I'd be interested. There's so many fun things that you can do with pranayama. Okay. Let's briefly get into Ayurveda. Briefly. Okay. Let's go to the next page of your manual. Actually, it might be a couple pages from now, so it's page 23 of section 6. Would you like to do some like cows and cats and move around a little bit first? Yeah. Let's do a quick chakra balancing, shall we? Let's come into child's pose. Bring your knees out as wide as your mat and press your hips back towards your heels. And close your eyes. Let's think about your root chakra, so the very base of your spine, that red center called Muladhara, the base of your stability and security. And allow yourself to at any time feel anchored down into the earth with complete trust and faith. And the mantra is, I am here. You can rock your head left and right. Then press up to tabletop pose and take some movements on your own. Allow yourself to be creative, whether that be cow and cat. Focus on that space just above your root chakra, that orange space called your svadhisthana, your center of creativity and pleasure. You can create something new. Move in a way you haven't moved today that your body wants to move. And your affirmation is, I am creative, or I create. Let's take one or two more times. Then walk your knees forward and have a seat for boat pose. Extend your legs out in front of you. Can bring a block between your thighs. Let's lean back, squeeze your knees together. And then lift your shins up parallel to the ground, or at any time if your lower back doesn't feel good, toes touch. You can always go hands to the ground behind you as well. And this is your Navasana. Focus on that space between your belly button and your xiphoid process, so your solar plexus. This is your Manipura. The color is yellow. This is your center of confidence and willpower, your ability to set a goal and to follow through with the goal. The mantra is, I am confident. I achieve my goals. Take one more breath. Then lower your feet down. Find legs up the wall, scoot forward. Move that block and then lay down on your back. And you can go with your hips to the wall or straight up. It does not matter. Let's bring your hands to your heart. This is your Anahata. You can point or flex your toe. Just let them be comfortable. You can always bend your knees if your lower back doesn't like this. Hands at your heart. Allow yourself to feel compassion towards maybe one person who you don't normally feel compassionate for. And try your hardest. Find something about them that is worthy. Your affirmation is here. Here is, I deserve and am worthy of love and being loved. I am enough. Let's bend your knees. And Natalie, you have a coffee next to you. Just be mindful of that. Let's drop your knees to your right for a twist. Now you can bring a block underneath your right knee or between your knees. Look up or to your left. Feel that movement of your throat, of your chin, looking to your left. You can bring your right hand to your throat if that doesn't feel uncomfortable to you. Otherwise, just relax it. This is the color blue. Your throat chakra is called your Vishuddha. So the space that you can feel connected to when you want to think about seeing, hearing, and saying the truth. Allowing what you feel to be communicated effectively to the world. And remember that not everybody deserves your communication. Only because not everybody's ready to hear it. And we have a finite number of people that we can reach. And that when they're ready to hear, they'll ask or give us a sign, and we can communicate our truth. But speaking your truth loudly doesn't do anybody good if they're not ready to hear. As a yoga teacher, know that people will come to you ready to hear, But they have a list of things that they are ready to hear, maybe, and what you're teaching that day might not be on that list, and that has nothing to do with you. And it's also completely okay. You're still successful as a teacher as long as you show up and you do your best. Because you never know what sticks. Let's take your time to roll over onto your other side. So drop your knees to your left and look to your right. In the space between your eyes, that color is violet or purple. It's your ability to trust your gut. It's your intuition, which, like a muscle, gets stronger the more that you use it. The mantra here is, I can see, or I visualize the future. Just give yourself permission to daydream, just for a moment, of what kind of teacher you want to be. In 6 weeks, when training is over, how do you want your students to feel? Because that will happen. Maybe not right away, but with practice, that will become a reality. And if you haven't known this already, you are already the exact teacher that you need to be. Completely enough. This training is just giving you tools that you already knew in a framework that you can easily take to help reach more people in a way that feels fulfilling to you. But you are already enough. You start out a teacher, completely connected to those around you. Want to roll onto your back. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And the final chakra is your Sahasrara. It's the crown of your head. You could bring a block behind you so the crown of your head rests on the block, and maybe bring your legs back up the wall for legs up the wall, or you could bring your feet together, knees out wide, or maybe let your legs fall out really wide. But focus on the very crown of your head and allow yourself to feel connected to all the yogis that have come before you, all the philosophers, all the psychologists, everybody that has had an impact on how society has developed, for better or for worse, where we are right now, tools that we have. And allow yourself to feel connected to people all around the globe who are practicing yoga right now, who are in teacher training right now. And finally, to whatever it is that you feel spiritually connected to. Just that we are all bits of energy, all the same, just put together a little bit differently. The trees, your mat, the person next to you. They all come from the same stuff. From the earth that's below us, from the air around us. Now imagine from the base of your spine all the way up through the crown of your head, bright colored balls. Red, the base of your spine, orange, just above that, yellow, above your belly button, green at your heart, blue at your throat, purple, that space between your eyes, and a light pink at the top of your head. And they're all glowing strong and balanced, and you are exactly where you need to be, despite how much you want to balance that one chakra or the other chakra, despite where you're going physically, spiritually, mentally. However you're healing, allow yourself to feel content with where you are right now. Trust that you'll absorb what you're ready to absorb, and the rest will either come to you later or it's just not for you, and that's okay. Your students will have that same experience when you teach them, and that's okay. And finally, give yourself some love. Whatever it is that you need to hear right now, just tell yourself. And then release your block or the crown of your head. Let's take your time to roll over onto your favorite side. Give yourself a hug, or the little butterfly hug that Natalie taught us. And then take your time to press up into a seat. If you at all want to stand, I know we've been sitting a lot, you're welcome to. Do we need to take a break? Okay, let's take a few minutes. Whatever you want to do.